The following podcast contains spoilers.
Hey, it's Joe Bunzerelly.
Make sure you check out all of our shows at Bunzerelly.com. Bob just saw Ant-Man Quantumania, and we decided to do a revisit on it, so here's the show.
This is the Bunzerelly Show.
Man, that was a fun ride, that movie.
Yeah.
That was a good time.
Yeah, it was cool.
It was fun.
It was an Ant-Man movie, you know what I'm saying? Like, if I mean, the whole quantum thing is based on him and everything, but nice way to, like, you know what was cool about it? It was a nice way to introduce Kang, but still have him, like, okay, this Kang is super dangerous, but he's contained. You know what I'm saying? So it kind of, like, got to show you, like, the big threat is him getting out. But, yeah, he was dope.
Yeah, he was good. That actor that did Kang was great. And I didn't feel like I took the kid and she hadn't seen Loki, and I didn't feel like I had to fill her in on anything.
No,
because I was like thinking that a little bit. I was like, do I need to tell her, like, oh, just so you know? And I was like, that's why. There's nothing. He just says he was banished. You know, I wanted to be like, hey, guess who banished him? But I didn't want to, interrupt the movie. Then I kind of forgot about it. But yeah, he was awesome. And actually, she said it too. One thing I like that Marvel's doing, they did all the movies with, the first phased or whichever phase it was with Iron Man and all, that the Avengers movies and all that.
Yeah.
And now, like, this new phase, each movie's a different world altogether. It's cool because it just takes you, you can only beat up New York City so much. It's cool. Like they did Wakanda, they went to that world, and then the underwater world in Wakanda. Yeah. And then in this movie, they just do the whole thing's like quantum. It's like its own like standalone, awesome world. It had like almost like an Avatar feel to it. Like it didn't seem like a rip of Avatar, but just had this. It was that same kind of experience.
Yeah, it had like the Avatar thing going. It had like the Star Wars thing going on and everything. Yeah,
definitely Star Wars thing.
Yeah, that. But you're right with like the new movies that come out because you're in Wakanda. You're in. You know what else was a good one? Kind of like. I mean, it's like phase. I couldn't even tell you how the Marvel phases officially work. It's very confusing because it's like phase 4 or 5. I know what you're saying by phase. It's like this chapter.
Yeah, I got the wrong numbers. But you got the idea.
You're saying the post Endgame chapter.
Yes.
Like, yeah. Correct. I mean, that's what I'm saying. Like in this, because I don't know the phases. I'm just telling you.
Yeah.
In this thing, it's kind of weird because they kind of like they had the landing, they had the TV shows and everything. Shang-Chi was a good standout. I was actually talking to some guys at work about it. It was funny because they were just like kind of like all over the place. They were talking about stuff I forgot. Like Eternals was a little like meh, some hits, some wins and everything, but everything is a little like kind of original. It's kind of doing its own little thing before it builds up to the next thing, which I think is cool.
And it's cool they don't have to like intertwine and do the whole thing where it's like, oh, gotta go see the next one. Like I definitely want to see the next one, but I don't know, it seems like there was so many of them coming out before. Like it was like high pressure. Like God forbid you missed it, you'd see a spoiler and find out who died or something.
These movies actually they seem more separate. Like they're not quite all building on the same road, which is kind of better.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like they're like all a piece of the Kang puzzle. Like Black Panther had nothing to do with it, and same with Shang-Chi and stuff. So, but yeah, I like Jonathan Majors. I like the Kang character because, he was a little like whimsical in Loki, and in this version is like the badass, like, and he's different. Like he's got a whole different thing going on than Thanos. I can't even tell you what it is. Just his own approach. I don't know. It's just like his. And I
don't know what's driving him. And it was funny. I didn't think of it till I don't know. I'm definitely skipping because I'm going right to the end.
Yeah.
But Paul Rudd was so funny when he's like skipping down the road, like after everything's okay.
Yeah.
And then he starts thinking and he's like, wait a minute, didn't he said I'm not supposed to kill him?
Yeah.
And he starts like all the doom. And then he's like, whatever.
Yeah. He's like, did I get him? Yeah. We beat him, right?
Yeah. Before he said that, I hadn't even thought of that. I'm like, oh crap, was he supposed to? I wasn't even, like, did I miss it? Maybe you shouldn't have. I don't know. It was funny. Paul Rudd was awesome in it. He's just he's such a goof. So funny.
Yeah, I liked him. I liked the daughter was real cool. They recast her from Avengers Endgame. Cassie, she was.
Yeah, she's good. She was in Supernatural, that show I watched with the kid.
Okay.
That's that long running sci-fi show on what's it like where all DC shows are. What's that? Oh, CW. Thank you.
Okay.
CW.
So
Yeah.
Okay, so she's been in something that explains something because they recast. It's not the original Cassie from like Avengers Endgame. They recast her, but probably because they didn't expect her to have such a big part in the Ant-Man movie, and then they decided, okay, I need a maybe more seasoned actress than whoever played her in Endgame. I have no idea, but
No, I think it was an age thing.
oh, maybe
I
that
read
was it.
something about that. Yeah, I think it was an age thing.
Okay, gotcha. Did you catch Katie O'Brien? We just saw her Mandalorian last week. She was
That was her, the really ripped girl.
yeah, that was the
Was
lead.
that her?
Yeah, that was her, and she is really ripped.
Wow.
I forgot that too. I saw that in some passing Twitter thing, and then I was like, wait a minute, I saw her face, but then like it zoomed down, I saw her ripped. She was like, oh yeah, she's ripped. But yeah, that
I
was
didn't
her.
realize she was that ripped. I was watching. I'm like, could that be her? And I'm like, well, maybe she got super ripped in between. But I didn't make she was wearing like just regular clothes or whatever. You couldn't really tell in Mando if she was that ripped. But yeah, man, she was like UFC fighter ripped.
Yeah, I think
or
she
even
might
more.
be a UFC fighter or something along those lines.
Something like that.
Yeah,
She was good. She was real good.
yeah.
All those aliens were hilarious too, like the goo.
Yeah, drink the
goo.
ooze.
Or ooze, yeah. Drink the ooze.
Who else? Who else? Oh, Michelle Pfeiffer too. She was cool in it. With
Yeah.
when they had
She
that
looked
like
fantastic too.
she looked great, and when she even like like at her age now, and the stuff the back and forth they had with her and Kang, that was pretty interesting stuff. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
I like how
Oh yeah, that was really cool. I like the whole thing with the flashbacks with the two of them on the.
yeah,
That was really cool.
He's like, Janet, you can go home, Janet, and he's like put the gun down,
Just
Janet.
forget this.
Like, yeah.
You can go home. This is happening either way. I can kill you in a second.
And they showed that twice. They showed him like losing his stuff, like when she like reached into his mind, and then he actually did it on like the Alien Rebellion in Ant-Man. So it was pretty cool. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just to see him like unleash a little bit. So it's very
The ants. Those I'm glad they did that because like, oh yeah, it's Ant-Man. You gotta bring
it back full circle. Because I was thinking that too. I was like, man, Hank Pym hasn't really done much this movie. He's just like amazed by everything. He's just flying ships and like, oh, this is weird. So it's kind of cool that he got to come back and do his ant thing.
Oh, Michael Douglas.
Yeah. Because it felt like
he was real good in it too.
Yeah, it felt like he kind of took a back seat, but I think it's just like so much going on and so many characters. That's why it was just
there's
cool
so
to
much
see him.
going on, and he's older. I mean, he's not going to be, doing kicks, and they're not going to be wiring him up to things and doing like fight scenes and stuff.
No, I mean more as him being the scientist. I thought a little more of that. I can't exactly.
I hear you.
I don't know what I'm
trying
trying
it was
to
just
say.
he laid out the foundation, and this was just
the payoff.
But who forgot to mention is how about Bill Murray?
Yeah,
that was a nice surprise.
Yeah, he just strolls up in there. I thought you'd like that. Yeah.
Yeah. So I think that's what I texted you. I'm like, we have to do an episode.
Yeah. But she goes, I had needs. And he goes, yeah, I dated a girl. Who is the MODOK? I lost who was MODOK.
Oh yeah, MODOK. Was it Daryl or Darren? It was
Darren. I think it was Darren.
Yeah. Was he the actor that played? He was this is the same actor, right?
Yeah, and he played
I was like,
Yellow.
I thought the different guy was the bad guy.
No, it was him. I mean, they did something weird with his face, but yeah, that was definitely him. It was weird how it kind of made it come full circle, Ant-Man wise, for his trilogy. And it was, if you look back at that footage, the way he was shrinking, I don't know if that was the plan when it happened, or they just said, wait a minute, we can make a MODOK. Look what we just did. But that was
he was awesome. I loved him. He was funny.
It was great.
And as ridiculous as he was, it wasn't like take you out of the movie stupid ridiculous.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You know what it reminded me of? It kind of had like Hello Ragnarok vibe going to it.
Yeah.
So Ragnarok, I'm thinking of the Thor one that
the second one
was so funny.
Yeah, with the aliens and Korg and everything. Yeah, it was really along the lines of that.
Yeah, and why not? It's a comic book movie. You know, have fun with it.
Yeah.
The little legs. Like, I didn't even notice your little legs.
Yeah. And with Cash, he goes, "Don't be a dick."
Oh yeah.
What should I be? Just don't be a dick. It's never too late to stop being a dick.
Yeah. That was so funny. There's no like I already said it, but there's no like tying. There's no storyline that really ties with anything else. Well, I guess just what's it, Kang?
Yeah, it was basically Kang. It was basically,
yeah, I guess introducing us to him because he's going to probably be a big part of it. So it wasn't like nothing happened in terms of the Avengers world or the Marvel world.
I think if you like to divvy it up, it's like Loki gave us a good explanation of the multiverse, and Kang had a grasp on the multiverse, but then like this one actually showcased his power. So you put those two together. Did you actually catch the final credit scene?
Oh no, I forgot. I'm sorry.
Okay,
you sent it to me, and I was busy. I just completely forgot. I seen the one with all the Kangs, and it's funny. The kid went to the bathroom. She came back like halfway through it, and I'm like, you didn't miss anything. It was just all the Kangs showed up and said, "We're gonna kill everybody." Like, it wasn't much. No,
the big one at the end was basically you see this. It's Kang, but he's calling himself Victor Timely, and he's back in either like the 1920s or something, and he goes, "Time. We could control it." And you look in the audience, and Loki is sitting there with Mobius. And Mobius goes, "Oh, wow, this is the guy? He said he was so, like, terrible." And Loki like, "Oh, he is." And that was it. Then it cuts out to that. But
Mobius is
Owen Wilson.
Who's Mobius?
Owen Wilson's character.
Not Morbius the vampire.
No. That was definitely a big. We're not multiversing that quite yet.
Yeah.
No, but Owen Wilson's character. So it's basically
damn.
What it leads to.
I'll still enjoy it.
Yeah, but what it leads to is that I think that's why I think Loki was going to drop soon. We were talking about when's Loki going to drop. I think Loki's going to come. My prediction is Loki's going to drop kind of close to after Ant-Man comes out on Disney Plus. That's what I think.
Yeah, which should be soon because we saw it in the theater, and it was one of those deals where there was only 2 night shows. To pick from. So it's like on its way out of the theater, and I think once it's out of the theater, it's not long until it's on Disney.
Yeah, and so what I would gauge is I think the Loki is gonna like kind of explore more of like the origins of him and everything. So it's kind of cool. They didn't have this kind of thing for Thanos. They just had all these movies happening, and Thanos was just kind of like, he's coming, but he never really did anything for Avengers. This one's kind of like you really get to flesh out this villain like all over the place. And I don't feel like if you missed Loki, you missed anything with Kang. You know what I mean? If you just watched it, like you said your daughter didn't feel like she didn't understand something.
Yeah. Yeah, and they can't because that's a show too. It's not even a movie.
Yeah.
So it's one thing to like miss, one of the movies in the series, but a show, they can't make it too, you can't depend on that. Like the shows can't depend on the movies.
Yeah. Yeah, they've been pretty good about like not doing Falcon and Winter Soldier. So the next Captain America, Falcon will be Captain America. And as far as you know, in Avengers Endgame, Captain America handed Falcon the shield. So it's not a big surprise. But if you watched Falcon and Winter Soldier, you get a little more fleshed out backstory to that. But I don't think it's like I think you could probably just see. I'm guessing you're going to be able to see this next movie, his Captain America without thinking you missed something if you're doing it right.
Yeah.
So
I hadn't thought about that show in a while. That was good. That was a good show.
Yeah, like
they're all good. I haven't watched the She-Hulk yet. I'm behind on that one, and I haven't watched Eternals yet. I need to watch those.
Yeah, She-Hulk's fun for what it is. It's a good, like, fun ride. I tell you, as I was going over, because these guys were talking about all the TV shows today, just 2 dudes from work, and they were kind of, I forgot until I came. I was like, damn, we didn't even talk about Moon Knight. But Moon Knight was one of my favorites from, that one was a fun.
We did Moon Knight.
Yeah, Moon Knight was fun.
Moon Knight, right?
Yeah, Moon Knight.
We hadn't talked about it in a while.
Yeah, but I was like, I forgot about it. Moon Knight was a fun one. I don't know if he'll make his way back in the MCU, but yeah, they've had some good ones.
Yeah, why would they? Maybe he's too big of an actor. But yeah, I'd hate for them to get rid of Moon Knight. That guy was awesome.
I think he's got a thing where he's got a lot on his Oscar Isaac. I think he's got a lot.
Yeah.
Maybe he might just be a thing where he doesn't need it. But I think if they said like, "Hey, we got a good story" or something, or if they did a movie, or I'm sure if they brought him into, so the plan, just because if you go by like titles that have been announced, the plan is there's 2 Avengers movies like that they've released titles for, and one's called the Kang Dynasty, and then it's called Avengers Secret Wars. So apparently there's ideas and rumors floating around, and they're just going to pull like everybody from like, any universe. You might see another one of the old Spider-Man. You might see some X-Men. You might see, it's going to be like the spaghetti at the wall universe, multiverse endgame kind of thing. But I think maybe it'd be cool to get a Moon Knight cameo in that if they're just going like all out buck wild. You know what I mean? Even if it's for like a minute. But that'd be a good way to see him again.
That was such a good show.
Yeah.
So which movie's next? What Marvel movie's next?
As far as like what's slated in announcements, I think
I know Loki's next show-wise, or at least we think.
I know
Guardians of the Galaxy. That's right. I think we've seen the trailer for that.
Yeah, that's going to be a good one. Then we got
Marvels.
Let's see, Quantumania. The Marvels. So that's going to be Captain Marvel, and then Miss Marvel, who had a Disney Plus show, and then Photon, who was the daughter of the girl from... She was in WandaVision. Captain Marvel's best friend's daughter.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
I didn't even know about Miss Marvel show. I didn't even heard that one.
It was okay. That was one of the weaker ones, but nothing's really that bad. You know what I'm saying? Like, even it's like pizza. Even when it's bad, it's still good.
Yeah.
I think Captain America's movie is coming out.
That'll be good. I like him.
This thing does. You know what? Oh, that's May 3rd. This website I'm looking at doesn't know the difference between like Sony and Marvel, so it's putting like Spider-Verse and everything. so they don't really know what's what.
Yeah.
But So,
are we due for a Venom? I need to see another Venom.
Venom began filming. So like there's a picture of Tom Hardy on the set. So I don't know how far but just the fact that it began filming means it's going to happen. So that's cool. And then we got Spider-Verse. That one I'm really looking forward to. And actually, Oscar Isaac is going to be playing Spider-Man 2029.
Huh.
Yeah, so they're doing an animated version of him. So that's going to be cool.
Oh, animated. Okay. I was going to say, how do you have him playing 2 characters?
No. Yeah, 2020, like in the Spider-Verse, like the Miles Morales cartoon. Gotcha. Yeah, they're going to do a sequel to that one. So, good introduction to Kang. We'll see where it goes. But hey, Bob, thanks for being here.
Yeah, buddy.